Good morning all of you. So I am again here to explain you digestive system of frog, that is Rana tigrina. In my previous lecture I explained regarding morphology and skin of frog. Now digestive system, as you all know, in higher animal consists of two parts, an alimentary canal and digestive glands. So frogs also carries the same. It has a long alimentary canal which is complete alimentary canal. That means it has two opening, mouth at one end and anus at another end. Alimentary canal of frog, it comprises of various parts. You can see in diagram, it has started in this diagram from esophagus. Otherwise, just above esophagus there is mouth and buccopharyngeal cavity is also present. So this diagram shows esophagus, stomach, intestine, rectum and cloaca of frog. Just see brown colored liver, a green colored gallbladder is also visible in the picture, and apart from that, frog also contain pancreas as digestive gland. So as I told you, alimentary canal is complete alimentary canal. That means इसके दो opening है, mouth at one end and anus at another end. Mouth for ingestion and anus for egestion. After mouth there comes buccopharyngeal cavity. Now you all know mouth is an opening for intake of food. It is terminal. Frog has a wide mouth and bounded by two jaws, upper and lower jaw. Upper jaw is immovable, but lower jaw can move freely. And mouth opens into buccopharyngeal cavity. See this one. This is the view of buccopharyngeal cavity of frog. As the name indicate, it is a space in head which contain buccal cavity and pharynx. आपको ये बता दूं, फ्रॉग में कोई क्लियर कट डिमार्केशन नहीं होता बिटवीन बक्कल कैविटी एंड फैरिंग्स, इसीलिए इस कैविटी का नाम बक्कोफेरेंजियल कैविटी है. बक्कल कैविटी इज एंटीरियर पार्ट एंड फैरिंग्स इज पोस्टीरियर पार्ट. You can see buccal cavity contain many structures. It contain teeth, it contain internal layers, it contain bulging of eyeballs, tongue, and apart from that buccal cavity also contains subrostral fossae and prelingual elevation, जो आपको नेक्स्ट पिक्चर में दिखाऊंगी. आप ये देखिए, pharynx is the posterior part and see pharynx contain eustachian tube opening, one pair of eustachian tube opening. It also contain opening of vocal sacs and there are two structures in the pharynx. One is gullet and other is glottis. Okay, now this is simplified diagram. I told you buccal cavity, it contains teeth. See, in frog there are two kinds of teeth present, maxillary teeth and vomerine teeth. Maxillary teeth नाम से पता चल रहा है attached to maxilla. Maxilla is upper jaw. They are attached to maxilla, that is why maxillary teeth, and vomerine teeth attached to palate. Palate is the roof of buccal cavity. So frog also contain vomerine teeth. Okay. Then in buccal cavity, you can see one pair of openings of respiratory system. Internal layers are there that help in respiration. Then it also contain eyeball bulging. Frog has very large bulging eyeballs and those bulging of eyeballs can be seen in the roof of buccal cavity. Then I told you frog also contain tongue. Now tongue is very important part of buccal cavity, very important part of digestive system. I'll explain ahead. See second part, pharynx. Pharynx, I told you it is the posterior part. It contain eustachian tube opening. Eustachian tube क्या है? It is a tube that connect middle ear to pharynx. You all know middle ear is the part of ear and connected to pharynx by eustachian tube. Eustachian tube क्या करती है? It keep air pressure equal on both side of tympanum. आपको बताया था फ्रॉग में एक्सटर्नल ईयर नहीं होता. फ्रॉग के हेड पे टिम्पैनिक मेम्ब्रेन है और टिम्पैनम के दोनों साइड पे प्रेशर को इक्वलाइज करती है यूस्टेशियन ट्यूब. देन वन पेयर ऑफ वोकल सैक्स ओपनिंग. वोकल सैक्स ऑलरेडी यू नो, these are the structures which enable male frog to produce sound. These are not present in females, so their openings are also seen in pharynx. Then pharynx also contain an opening called gullet and glottis. Let me tell you, gullet is the opening that leads into food pipe. Gullet esophagus में open होगा and glottis is the opening that leads into windpipe or respiratory system. तो आप कह सकते हैं pharynx जो है वो common passage है. फेरिंक्स से कॉमन पैसेज है फूड और एयर के लिए। फूड यहाँ से क्रॉस करके गलेट में जाएगा और गलेट से चला जाएगा इसोफेगस में, एंड एयर विल क्रॉस ग्लोटिस एंड फाइनली एंटर रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम और विंड पाइप और ट्रैकिया. Now I told you very important structure which are seen in buccal cavity. These are teeth and tongue. अब आप सबको पता है फ्रॉग की टंग कैसी है. फ्रॉग की टंग जो है इट इज़ थिक, बाइलोब्ड एंड मस्क्यूलर, सॉफ्ट ऑल्सो, सॉफ्ट होती है. इससे पहले ये व्यू देख लीजिए. फिर से एक व्यू है बक्कोफेरेंजियल कैविटी का. मैंने आपको बताया बक्कल कैविटी में क्या क्या स्ट्रक्चर हैं, सब नज़र आ रहे हैं. देयर आर वोमेराइन टीथ, मैक्सिलरी टीथ, इंटरनल नेयर्स, bulging of eyeballs, tongue is also there, then pharynx में opening of eustachian tube, in the center there is gullet and glottis can be seen. Now you see buccal cavity में जो दो चीज़ें एडिशनल मैं आपको बता रही थी. just see the upper jaw. upper jaw के बिल्कुल नीचे they have labeled subrostral fossae. there are 3 subrostral fossae, 2 are lateral, 1 is median. fossa means depression. अपर जॉ के आगे 3 डिप्रेशंस आपको नज़र आएंगे, एक सेंटर वाला मीडियन और साइड वाले 2 लेटरल. वी कॉल देम सबरोस्ट्रल फॉसे. और अगर लोअर जॉ के पास देखें, टंग के नीचे आप देखो लोअर जॉ के पास दे हैव लेबल्ड प्रीलिंगुअल ट्यूबरकल्स. इनको प्रीलिंगुअल एलिवेशंस भी बोलते हैं. प्रीलिंगुअल टंग से पहले होते हैं ये. अब आप ये सोचिए काम क्या करते हैं. देखो ड्यूरिंग रेस्पिरेशन फ्रॉग हैज़ टू क्लोज इट्स माउथ वेरी फर्मली. ये बड़े फर्मली अपने मुंह को बंद रखता है रेस्पिरेशन के टाइम पे, फॉर मूवमेंट ऑफ गैसेस, फॉर एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस. सो ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम ये जो प्रीलिंगुअल एलिवेशन या प्रीलिंगुअल ट्यूबरकल हैं दे विल फिट इनटू सबरोस्ट्रल फॉसे एंड हेल्प द फ्रॉग टू कीप इट्स माउथ क्लोज्ड फर्मली ड्यूरिंग रेस्पिरेशन. गॉट इट. तो 3 ही सबरोस्ट्रल फॉसे होते हैं, 1 मीडियन, 2 लेटरल, और 3 ही प्रीलिंगुअल एलिवेशंस या प्रीलिंगुअल ट्यूबरकल्स होते हैं, अगेन 1 मीडियन एंड 2 लेटरल, एंड दे इनेबल फ्रॉग टू क्लोज इट्स माउथ फर्मली ड्यूरिंग रेस्पिरेशन. अब मैं आपको बता रही थी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट टंग है. टंग देखिए कैसा है, सॉफ्ट, फ्लैशी एंड स्टिकी. आपने देखा पिछले डायग्राम में जो फ्रॉग का टंग है वो लोअर जॉ से अटैच है. तो ये बड़ी खास बात है. टंग का एंटीरियर पार्ट यानी आगे वाला पार्ट अटैच्ड होगा जस्ट इनसाइड द लोअर जॉ, और इसका हाइंड एंड यानी कि पीछे वाला हिस्सा फ्री एंड बायलोब्ड है. ठीक है. फ्रॉग्स टंग कैन ईजिली बी प्रोजेक्टेड एंड विड्रॉन इनटू बक्कल कैविटी, एंड यू नो बीइंग सॉफ्ट, फ्लैशी एंड स्टिकी it enables frog to capture its prey very easily. It is used for capturing the prey. एंड मोर ओवर टंग के ऊपर जो है टेस्ट बड भी प्रेजेंट होंगे जैसा कि हमारी टेस्ट बड पे होते हैं. ये देखिए टंग का एक और व्यू. टंग का हाइंड एंड दिखाया हुआ है, ये आगे से जुड़ी होती है, एंटीरियर पार्ट अटैच्ड है, हाइंड एंड फ्री और बायलोब्ड है. जैसी 2 lobes आर क्लियरली विजिबल. सो टंग इज स्ट्रक्चर विच इनेबल इट टू कैप्चर द प्रे एंड ऑल्सो हेल्प इन टेस्ट विद द हेल्प ऑफ टेस्ट बड्स दैट इट कैरीज. ओके. नाउ आफ्टर दैट आपको बताया फ्रॉग में टीथ होते हैं. मैंने आपको बताया 2 तरीके के टीथ होते हैं. 1 अटैच टू मैक्सिला. ये देखिए ये मैक्सिलरी टीथ है, इसके बेस पे लेबल किया है मैक्सिला, यानी ये मैक्सिला या अपर जॉ से अटैच होगा. एंड फ्रॉग ऑल्सो कंटेन वोमेराइन टीथ जो कि बक्कल कैविटी के रूफ से अटैच होते हैं. तो आप देखिए फ्रॉग का डेंटिशन अगर मैं बात करूँ, फ्रॉग के डेंटिशन के आपको 3 फीचर्स याद रखने हैं. द वेरी फर्स्ट फीचर, फ्रॉग्स टीथ आर एक्रोडोंट. एक्रोडोंट मीन्स दे आर अटैच टू मैक्सिला or upper jaw by their base. As they attach to jaw by their base only, they are said to be acrodont. Then it is homodont dentition also. Homo means similar. All kinds of teeth are similar. It's not incisors, canine, premolar, molar जो हमारी मुंह में होते हैं. ओके. मैमल्स में हेट्रोडोंट है लेकिन एम्फीबियंस में होमोडोंट यानी ऑल teeth are of similar kind. Then teeth are polyphyodont also. Polyphyodont means teeth appear in many sets. As they appear in many sets, so we call it polyphyodont. Means once they fall off, the next set will appear. एक बार गिरेंगे फिर दोबारा आ जाएंगे and so on. So frog dentition is acrodont, homodont and polyphyodont. Now you see the structure of tooth. Tooth contain 2 parts. You can see in diagram. It contain crown and base. I told you base is attached to This is base. If I say this is basal part which is attached to maxilla. Okay, this is basal part which is attached to maxilla. And crown is the exposed part which is covered by enamel. जो enamel से cover होता है. Got it? Crown is covered by enamel. Crown also contain dentine, and see, dentine enclose a cavity called pulp cavity. This pulp cavity contain pulp inside it. अब pulp क्या होता है? Pulp is nothing but a loose network of connective tissue, nerve fibers and blood vessels, and pulp provide nourishment to tooth for its growth. Okay, so tooth के दो part मैंने आपको बताए. I told you it contain a base and a crown. Base is attached to maxilla क्योंकि base jawbone के surface से attach है. It is acrodont type of attachment. Then crown is covered by enamel. Crown also contain dentine which covered pulp cavity, and pulp cavity contain pulp that help in nourishment to tooth during its growth. Got it? So this is very first part, buccopharyngeal cavity. Now you see, now the second part of alimentary canal. After buccopharyngeal cavity, you see the next part will be esophagus. Let me tell you, esophagus is nothing. It's a part which contain muscles in its wall. Esophagus. Okay, it's a short tube. आपको बताया था frog में neck नहीं होती. So due to absence of neck, esophagus is short. Okay, but it has muscles, and those muscles enable the frog to swallow its prey. So this esophagus then opens into stomach. See, two parts of stomach are visible. The very first, see, this is stomach. Stomach is visible here. Two parts of stomach are visible. The very first part we are calling it cardiac stomach, and second part is pyloric stomach. Okay, stomach का inner surface folded है. Cardiac stomach anterior part है and pyloric stomach is the posterior part. हालांकि यहाँ पे कोई proper distinction नहीं होता. Let me tell you, pyloric stomach के end पे एक sphincter होगा, pyloric sphincter, and that pyloric sphincter help in exit of food from stomach to duodenum, that is to small intestine. Same way एक sphincter जो है वो cardiac part में भी होता है. Between esophagus and cardiac part there is also present gastroesophageal sphincter. Gastro means stomach, esophageal means esophagus. Gastroesophageal sphincter जिससे food की entry होगी. तो यहाँ पे दो sphincter होंगे. पहला sphincter between esophagus and cardiac stomach, it is gastroesophageal which regulate entry of food, and second sphincter between pyloric stomach and duodenum which regulate exit of food. We are calling it pyloric sphincter. Then you see next part would be small intestine. अब स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन का सबसे पहला पोर्शन आपको नजर आ रहा है. द वेरी फर्स्ट, दिस इज स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ ड्यूडेनम एंड इलियम. ओके, so duodenum is anterior part of small intestine and ileum is the coiled part of small intestine. Just see, duodenum is somewhat C or U shape. Okay, and duodenum is receiving a duct. You can see the name of duct. It is receiving a duct, hepatopancreatic duct. As the name indicate, hepatopancreatic, it's a common duct of liver and pancreas. यानी liver का bile juice और pancreas का pancreatic juice दोनों इस common duct के through duodenum में release होंगे. The name of duct is hepatopancreatic duct. Then you see this entire part is ileum. Ileum is after duodenum. It is highly coiled part and it is longest part of alimentary canal, and that is why it is coiled. Let me tell you its surface wear longitudinal folds in it. Okay, so duodenum and ileum, these are two parts of alimentary canal. These are two parts of small intestine. And just you see one more thing, there is a fold called mesentery. You can see the fold. Mesentery is a fold that holds the small intestine. Okay, it's a fold arising from body wall. So mesentery hold the small intestine. In the mesentery, you can see pancreas is present, and pancreas has pancreatic ducts. Already I told you they combine with hepatic ducts or ducts from liver to form hepatopancreatic duct which opens into duodenum. The next part you can see the posterior part is it is rectum. Rectum is also called large intestine. It's a short but wide tube. It opens into cloaca, and already I told you क्लोएका आपको बताया था मैंने, इट्स अ कॉमन ओपनिंग फॉर all the three system for digestive, urinary and reproductive system. So this cloaca, the structure, it's a small chamber which is a common passage for digestive and urinogenital system, opens to outside by cloacal aperture. Got it? So these are alimentary canal, these are parts of alimentary canal of that shows you digestive glands. If you can see, digestive glands are visible over here, a large liver, and I showed you pancreas. Pancreas is a leaf-like gland present in the mesentery. Mesentery is a fold to hold the small intestine. So liver is somewhat large. Okay, so liver and pancreas, these are two digestive glands of frog. See another view. This is liver and pancreas, which are opening into duodenum through hepatopancreatic duct. अभी बताया liver is the large gland present in alimentary canal. You can see there are two lobes of liver, the right and left. Left lobe further divide होगा two lobes के अंदर. Okay, so left lobe is divided into two sublobes. Another lobe is right lobe, and just close to right lobe you can find a sac called gallbladder. Liver secrete bile that you all know, and that bile is stored in gallbladder. Okay, from gallbladder there arise bile duct, and this bile duct then carries bile to duodenum. But as I told you, this duct is not single, rather it fused with the duct of pancreas. So pancreas is another duct, another gland. You can see elongated, it's cream colored gland present in mesentery between stomach and duodenum. The secretion of pancreas, we are calling it pancreatic juice. It is carried by several pancreatic ducts into bile duct, and then they combine together and they open into duodenum through hepatopancreatic duct. आप सबको पता है liver is producing a juice called bile juice, and bile is helping in digestion of fats. Bile has no enzyme, it basically has bile salts and bile pigments. Similarly, pancreatic juice contain number of enzymes for starch, for lipids, for proteins, and even for nucleic acid digestion. Okay, now small intestine also carries glands, and those glands are called intestinal glands, which produce an intestinal juice. Same way, wall of stomach also contain gastric glands, and these gastric glands produce gastric juice into cavity of stomach. So digestive glands of frog, these are not only liver and pancreas but also gastric glands and intestinal glands. These all glands pour their secretion on food and help in complete digestion of food. After that, food is absorbed in small intestine through villi, already you know that, and absorbed food goes to blood. From here it is distributed to various body parts, and finally body parts use it for growth, repair and energy. This we called as assimilation. And undigestible remains or waste matter is going out through anus. This is regarding digestion. So this is how there occur digestion or digestive system in frog. So that's all for digestive system of frog. If you have any query, then put your queries in comment section. Please do like and subscribe my channel for another lecture regarding frog, that is respiratory and circulatory.